Thinking about moving to freelance? Well, if you're anything like me, you probably aren't starting with time and money to spend working on expanding your freelance video editing business. I had been doing freelance since I was in college, slowly picking up a client here and there and doing little projects to gain experience and to build my network. A few years back, I got hired as a full-time video editor for a local marketing agency. And it wasn't until about a year into that I realized that freelance video editing was what I wanted to pursue full-time. But how exactly did I go about moving from full-time in-house video editor to owning my own full-time freelance business? Well, in this video, I'll be discussing just that. I learned my niche. Now, I was fortunate enough to land this in-house job in the same niche pretty much that I'm working in now, which is social media video editing. Now, that may not be the case for you, and it wasn't the case for me in my past jobs either. It will probably take some time for you to experience both what you like and what you don't like before you can confidently say that you found your niche. Now, when I did find my niche, it still took some time for me to really grow into it, to understand it, to learn how to edit in that particular way before I felt confident handling social media clients on my own. But if you're truly interested in social media, narrative, wedding, or corporate video editing, the will to learn and push through will probably become a lot easier for you rather than if you're working in a niche that you are not so passionate about. And hey, if we haven't met yet, I am Colleen, and in this channel, I help you to get a video editing job and to get paid doing what you love. So if that sounds interesting to you, if you like video editing and freelance and creativity, I'd so appreciate if you can hit the like button below to support my channel. I developed my creativity. I've always considered myself a creative person.
Sure, Jan.
Now, if you're like me, then your creativity is usually heightened or lowered by if you are actually passionate about the project that you're working on. And again, the niche that you're working in. So once I learned the techniques behind what it was to edit for social media, I really started to jump into getting more comfortable with my creativity in this field. I did have access to Envato Elements at that company where I had free reign of templates and graphics and fonts and all sorts of things for me to essentially play with to expand my video editing skills and my creativity. And while pulling everything from Envato all into one project sounds amazing, I really started getting better at visualizing the end product for a client's specific video and what elements were going to support that video versus what was going to either take away from it or make it look too much like I'm just pulling from a template. Now, I think this is a huge skill that you should learn to grow upon if you're looking to make the switch to freelance video editing. You're going to be working with a lot of clients, and some of those clients aren't going to have a super clear vision of what they want. And so you may need to use some of your own creative foresight to be able to visualize that project for them and visualize the elements that you're going to need to find or source or create to make that happen. So use the job that you're at now currently and start finessing that creative foresight to ultimately strengthen your creativity muscles. I mastered client relationships. This is the most life-changing experience I got from my full-time in-house video editing job that I was able to transfer over to my freelance business. At my specific job, we ended up developing a program of sorts where business owners could pay a monthly subscription fee and thereby get access to business courses, but more enticing to them, they were able to get monthly videos custom made with their branding. And of course, I was in charge of that. I was the lead on that project. And after a while, my boss became incredibly separated from that area. And I ended up really being the sole person keeping that whole program together. I was communicating with the clients, I was creating the content, I was developing new videos to add on to our program. Now, this was super frustrating at times, but it did end up being incredibly rewarding for me in that I got a lot more comfortable handling all these different types of clients. I would handle their requests and their demands, and if they had any complaints. And after a while, I really started to think, if I'm handling all these clients by myself, what is stopping me from just doing freelance full time and just taking on all of my, not those clients, but taking on all of my own clients? If I can do it with these clients, why can't I do it with my own? And of course, this is a very special circumstance that I am incredibly grateful for. Now, even if you can't find a position where you are in the comfort of a full-time in-house position, but you are working with clients directly, even if you can't find that, I would encourage you to just start freelancing on the side, even if you only have like one small client, just so you can start getting more comfortable talking to clients, working with clients, figuring out how to problem solve with those clients before jumping into full-time freelance. If you made it this far and you are liking this video, I'd so appreciate if you can hit the like button below so this video can spread to more people. And if you are interested in learning how to become a YouTube video editor specifically with Premiere Pro and receive a free month of Skillshare, I'd so appreciate if you can click the link below, and that will take you to a Skillshare free trial, and you'd be supporting my channel while doing that. So thank you. I mastered my team of one. If I was going to be quitting my job and moving to freelance, I knew that I was going to be doing that mostly alone, at least to start. Luckily, I was already relying on myself and my clients to get most of the work done for my in-house position. There was no team effort that I was relying on. There was no coworker I was directly working with. However, I did still need to perfect some things. For example, my own discipline in myself, my own confidence in my skills, and my own organization of both my day-to-day tasks as well as the big picture of each of my clients and what they were looking for and what their goals were and things like branding. Now, if you are working with a team right now and you'll be moving into freelance, or at least you're planning to move into freelance, imagine how it would feel to be relying on solely yourself. Is that an inspiring thought? Is that a scary thought? If you can't imagine working as a freelance editor by yourself all alone, first of all, it may not be for you. Second of all, you can consider hiring an assistant from the start. Just try to put some importance on putting the systems and processes in place for each project so that your assistant isn't left just picking up the pieces with no clue of what you want or how you want it done. I learned to outsource. Speak of the devil. After a while of working in freelance, you may find that there's only so much that you can handle by yourself. Now, hiring an assistant, whether that be a virtual assistant helping you with admin tasks or an assistant editor, it can be a simple process. You'll pay them a bit less than what you are making, and they'll be a 1099 contractor, just like you are for your clients, more than likely, if you live in the US. Now, it's one thing to hire an assistant. Anybody can do that. It's another thing to learn how to work with assistants. Now, I was lucky enough that in my agency job, as well as other opportunities, I had worked with interns before. And at my in-house job, I had specific interns that I was actually in charge of. I had to figure out tasks to give them each day and answer any questions that they had and create a workflow with them that benefited not only us, but the company itself. Having interns around and also you being an intern in the past can be a really rewarding process to help you learn what it takes to be working with a team, to be in charge of a team, and how to delegate the right tasks to the right people to be as efficient as possible. I grew till I outgrew. One thing that I will continue to stand by when it comes to moving to freelance is the actual transition into freelance. When exactly do you make that jump? In my opinion, the best option is to work at your current job, start freelancing on the side, calculate how much you need to make as a freelancer to essentially equal out your current job, then build your client list while you're still employed at said job until you essentially can no longer handle both. and you have to quit your current job to then move to freelance and spend your time on your freelance clients. That way, the transition is essentially seamless in terms of your finances. You're going from one amount of money coming from over here, and you're moving to your amount of money coming from here, and maybe here and here and here and here, but it equals to be around the same. The con of this process, of course, is that you'll find that you're working your full-time job and then you're working a full-time job equivalent in freelance world, which not only one is incredibly stressful, but two is not necessarily something that a lot of people can do. You may not actually have the bandwidth or the time to do double jobs. Well, okay, then let's take a step back. More than likely, the biggest thing that you are considering when you're making that transition is money related. Maybe instead of my process, you work at your current job, you save up enough to cover you for 3 to 6 months without any job. Then you quit your current job and you make the jump to freelance from there. I still recommend having some clients in your back pocket, but this at least would be a little less overwhelming time-wise. Whatever you decide to do and however you decide to make the transition, I definitely recommend taking the actual transition into consideration when you are looking to make the switch to freelance. Now that you've heard my story of how I transitioned from full-time in-house video editor to full-time freelance video editor, check out this video next to hear my best tips when it comes to starting your own freelance journey. Again, be sure to subscribe for more tips on video editing, creativity, and freelance lifestyle. Again, I am Colleen. Thank you to my team, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Have the best one.